Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Colton, and in today's video, I'm gonna go on another photo walk, or rather I should say, I went on another photo walk. Usually I record this before I go. In this case, I forgot and went, and now I'm recording it in hindsight. But I made a video not long ago about this Nikon Coolpix 995, which is just a really weird, like early 2000s Digicam. And I didn't really share a ton of images at that time, and I promised that I would. And then I never did. I got busy with other projects, other videos, but I have had some people request that I finally do share some images from this camera. And so today's photo walk really was with that in mind, taking this Nikon camera out and just seeing what kind of images I could get so that I could share that with you for those of you that are interested. So I went out to a small town in Texas, Thorndale, Texas, a little bit north of Austin, and just went through their historic downtown, which is mostly a ghost town, and took images with this camera. So I will share those with you. And normally I record the sort of like video B-roll in 4K on my phone. This time I used the Canon ZR60. It's a mini DV tape camera, or camcorder, I should say. And it was a lot of fun to shoot with. I'm not sure if it's good footage. I'll leave that for you guys to let me know if the footage is actually, enjoyable to watch or not. I'm sure there's some methods by which I can kind of transfer that footage in a little bit higher quality than I did for this time around, but that's what I filmed all the B-roll on, and it actually was a lot of fun to use this little crappy old mini DV tape camera. But yeah, with that being said, I do want to share these images that were shot on the Nikon Coolpix 995 in Thorndale, Texas. So without further ado, let's go walking. All right, so that is the Nikon Coolpix 995, and of course also shooting the B-roll with the Canon ZR-60. If you thought the B-roll footage was cool or you liked that format, let me know in the comments below, and alternatively, if you would rather I just shoot that B-roll with my phone in 4K, that's totally fine too. Let me know that as well, and we'll move forward. But as far as the camera goes and the images I got, you know, I will say, I guess I thought I would find more interesting things in Thorndale, and I just didn't really find much that was of interest. So I think the images suffer a bit because of that, but I also think the camera, just at its core, it's quirky, it's interesting, it has a unique design, but it is limited by its age and by really what it is. You know, it's a 3 megapixel, essentially like complex point and shoot camera, and it just doesn't produce the most amazing files. Now, if you nail the shot that you're taking, you can get a pretty sharp image and kind of a surprisingly high image quality for what it is. But if you miss that shot even a little bit, it seems like the image just falls apart and there's no way to save it. The file is a very thin file, I guess you could say. And then just the experience shooting it, it is fun, but it's very hard to get really creative. This camera is a bit too limited. Now, if I were to go to maybe a house party and I'm just taking some candids of my friends as we're, you know, enjoying the party, then I think this camera would be fine. It would be the same as me using my Fujifilm J40. But anything outside of that, being more creative, doing photo walks, doing still lives, portraits, I think this camera is just not the right tool for that. Maybe even like a DSLR that's 3 megapixels would still be a lot more useful and a lot better quality than this camera, which is 3 megapixels. So hard to recommend it. Probably not something I'll sell. I'll probably keep it around because decoration-wise, it is really interesting. And I could still see like the fun of bringing it to a party or something like that, where that sort of direct on flash look might be kind of fun. But outside of that, I find it hard to want to pick up this camera when there's so many better cameras available, that some of which are just as quirky. So that's my thoughts on the whole experience. I would love to know, you know, what image stood out to you, if any, and what you think about this particular camera. If you want me to still try to put this camera into some additional situations, I'm happy to kind of like think of that and have that in the back of my mind. But yeah, that's the nature of the Nikon Coolpix 995. If you like this video, got anything out of it, do give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button. That'll keep you in the know for when my next video drops. But for now, I'm Colton. I'll see you in the next one.